Okay, you guys, so I know that there are a lot of airlines hiring right now, and one in particular, and I know everybody's searching through all the forums and going through Indeed and going through YouTube and trying to get as much information as possible, and you're trying to talk to other candidates who are also applying for these airlines, and I know how that is, and I know how stressful it is, and I know how exciting it is also, and I know it provokes anxiety, and you guys are all like constantly wondering about the status of your applications and when are you going to hear back. And I know, trust me, been there, done that. It's okay to have all these feelings, you guys. These feelings are all part of the process. So I'm going to tell you about my process and how it went for me when I tried to get hired by my current airline. I applied the first day that the application opened up. You apply. Second thing you do is you do the assessment. So you answer like 100 questions about like silly things like how many hours there are in a day and things like that. Once you pass that assessment, I then got an invite to do a video interview. So obviously for that video interview, you're supposed to dress up as if you are at the real interview. So I had a suit and I had a tie and I put it all on and I made myself look pretty, and I sat there and I prepared myself to answer these questions. I know a lot of people probably go online and look at what the questions are in advance, which yes is very helpful, and I definitely did that, so do that. Okay, so I did that video interview to the best of my ability. Alright, so once I passed the video interview, which took like a month. It took like a month and a half. Yeah, from the video interview to when they finally called me, took a month and a half to get that invite to the interview. But I remember getting that call a month and a half later. I knew there was a number from like Dallas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. And I answered, and I already knew, before I answered, I knew who it was. And it said, hey, we would like to invite you to the next step of the interview process, which is the face-to-face interview in Dallas. I know you guys now kind of have an idea of who I work for, which you guys probably already know anyways. I don't know. We're just all afraid to say what airline we work for some reason. I don't know why. I guess we're just trying to play it safe. But anyways. All us flight attendant vloggers for some reason we're like afraid to say the airline. I don't know if there's like an actual like social media policy that says we may not state what airline we work for. I really don't know. But anyways, so I was invited to go to my interview in Dallas. So of course, once I got that phone call, my interview was going to be 2 weeks later. And once again, I hopped back onto the websites and the forums and YouTube and looked up the questions and how the interview day was going to go. So I prepared myself that way. You know, I have a whole video on how to act at your interview, how to look. So yeah, I went to the interview, which was July 15th of 2015. You know, that whole interview day, you do like the activities and all that. Once that is done, at the end of the day, I don't know if they still do it the same way, but they call, at the end of the day, they call several names, and those names go and, you know, get fingerprinted, and they, you know, show their passports and do like different like little assessments and reach tests and all that stuff. So that's what I did on my interview. So that pretty much to me was an indication that I got hired because of the fingerprint test. After the interview, I went home to the airport and flew back here. And then I think, was it the week later, they called me that I had passed my interview. Wanted me to do a Spanish language assessment test, which I had to do over the phone also. And I passed that. And then maybe like a month later, they called me to offer me an interview for October 26th. And I'm like, no, I know there's a class before that. I said to the recruiter, I said, by any chance, do you happen to have an earlier training date? And he said, as a matter of fact, somebody just dropped out of training for the September 21st class. And I said, I'm good, I'm in, please. I'm like, yes, I'll do it, I'll get it. He's like, are you interested in that one? I'm like, yes, I'm interested, of course I'm interested. Seniority is everything. So instead of giving me the October 26th class, I ended up being in the September 21st class, which is what I manifested and what I wanted for myself. I also have a video about that you guys should check out. Finally, I was in training by September 21st. The whole process, I applied in May. Okay, early May of 2015, and I ended up being in training by late September 2015. So that's what, June, July, August. So it took 4 months from application to when I was actually in training, 4 months. So it does take a while. I know it could take a lot longer for some, so don't go by how it worked out for me, because 4 months is not the exact number. It can be less, it can be more, but all I can tell you guys is please just try and be patient. You know, talk to each other, talk to other flight attendant candidates, encourage each other. Rejection is part of the process. I certainly have been rejected many times by different airlines, and it's just part of the journey. Just take that rejection and use it as fuel to keep going, because we are going to get rejected. We get rejected in everything in life, and that does not mean give up. It does not mean that you are not good enough. It just means that that airline at that time in your life was not for you. Do not lose faith, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to tell you guys how the process went for me for when I applied to be a flight attendant, and to kind of give you guys like somewhat of a timeline of how it actually worked for me and how it might work for you. This is not concrete and not a concrete timeline by any means. So anyways guys, if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and good luck. And I can't wait to hear that you guys got hired. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below what airline hired you and if you're going to training. Good luck everybody.